This is assignment number 2 of the FGP conducted by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Chair. I am Dr. Sujit R. Chander, participant ID number 292. Welcome to a 3-part talk on accessing e-resources. I am Sujit R. Chander. I work as an assistant professor of English at Sri M. D. Shah Mahila College, Malad West, Mumbai. My objectives will be to make all of you familiar with the concepts of research and then address the main issue of e-resources. Why, what, how, what are the benefits, and is there any danger that e-resources pose for the academic community? In the second and third part, I'll also provide with types of e-resources, detailing, listing, usage, and take up all kinds of questions related with e-resources. So what is research? Research, very simply put, is a scientific inquiry into a problem area. However, if we look at the word research, then we understand that it composes of two words, re and search. So, one could very well say that it is not just the search for something for the first time. It is in fact a study into any given particular area. In actual practice, research covers a study of any phenomenon, anything that is present or seen in the world, analysis of all kinds of events and all kinds of happenings, like the COVID-19, which is here. It is going to pose various types of research questions. The medical fraternity is already dealing. Similarly, the social scientists, psychologists, everyone has lots of questions as to how this COVID-19 is changing us as human beings, as biological beings, as social beings. Further, research also covers surveys, facts, outcomes, events. Of course, it does provide for a solution of a problem. That's the basic thing in a research, what we call a research problem. At many times, it becomes the basis of policy in our government system. So, what are the resources that we use in research? The various resources, very easily, that we can make a list are books, encyclopedia, journals, all kinds of other reading materials, such as not just academic journals but other journals, whatever else is published, newspapers, survey, reports. Then one of the tools is libraries. So we do research by visiting library. This is the place where it is conducted. Databases, yes, statistical databases and archives, because there are many times when we look for a logical answer into the past and try and predict the future. Tools to create required data, yes, this is also something which is there. That is, when we do not have data on something, then we create the data. We do so, we create this primary data as it is by way of surveys, by way of uh, finding different types of data sets and studying them and comparing them in various types of patterns and various types of models, and putting newer and newer modeling into it. Testing of hypothesis too, yes, hypothesis is an important concept and we need to test our hypothesis. There are tools for that. And finally, publicizing the finding, because research may be a very solitary kind of a work, but the outcome of research is not presented to uh, your own self or to five of your colleagues. One wants that one takes this in into the wider academic or subject area field of people, and this entire knowledge base of that area, it wants to be a contributor. Now, resources we have seen. How are then e-resources? How are they different? We have to understand one thing. The computing and the connecting revolution has altered our world. Things have gone virtual. There is a new space and we call it the virtual space. It has brought about many changes in research and its processes, as it has brought about changes in our livelihoods. Tools of research resources have also changed in that. And how have they changed? When the delivery mechanism of these resources is through the electronic mode or the virtual mode, that is, when these resources that we discussed earlier are not uh, used in the physical uh, way, in the physical world, by way of handling them physically, but by way of the electronic mode, or what one will call in the virtual space. So the cloud, as it is referred to as. So books, encyclopedia, journal, all kinds of reading material today are available on electronic mode. Libraries, entire libraries are online. Databases, archives, better to look or to study into online rather than going through them in physical way nowadays. And tools to create required data, ask about various kinds of survey, Google Forms, and there might be thousands other types of ways in which we create data and in which we are modeling data. There are various types of software which are helping us do that. Testing of hypothesis too. Yes, again, all kinds of software packages are available. And publicizing the finding, creating new knowledge base. This also has moved online. This publishing thing has also moved online. So a journal which used to be peer reviewed by um, physically transferring the articles to 2 3 peer reviewers, and then getting it published, and then getting it printed, and then all that is now online, and all of this is happening online. So these resources have changed in what we call their delivery mechanism, nothing else but their delivery mechanism. Now the question arises why we should use e-resources. It provides ease of access, delivery, storage, worldwide sharing, and also suits scholarship. It is hardwired in a way to suit scholarship. What I mean to say is that it is in sync with scholarship. Is uh, it it works in the manner in which academics would like it to work. Okay. How? First thing is the machine and the connectivity, and then the privileges, because not everything is open, not everything is without a payment gateway. Know how to use, yes, very important. Methodology, easier to learn. However, it is much more easier to learn the research methodology of e-resources than of physical resources. And the golden rule of e-resources: you create. What are the benefits? Ease, input, publishing, storing, archiving, output, access, sharing. Full text search is there. It is cost effective, no doubt. Self sustainable, yes, majority of the time. And there is a lot of interactivity, certainly. problems? Information overload. That is, there is a lot of information. One simple Google search brings millions of pages, and that becomes a problem rather than a solution. So then there is a question on authenticity, because anyone can now publish whatever they like and call it by whatever name they like. It is a problem that the internet and the e-resources face, but there are solutions. Plagiarism is easy to plagiarize. I am not at all suggesting that there was no plagiarism in the times of not having any resources, but rather plagiarizing other people's work has become much more easier. Quality, yes, many people have problems with the quality, or and the reason for that being that quality checks and rejection of material is less. Acceptability is still a problem, but not much. Maybe for the old generation of academics. And of course, the biggest thing that the younger generation needs to learn is e-resources does not contain all that. If you write a question, it is not going to fetch you an answer. They are just resources. It is only that e-resources bring these resources in an easy manner to us. But they are in no way going to provide automatic answers. That surfeit of information, as I said, huge number of hits. Resource discovery network, there are problems, but there are solutions. Is at University of Bristol, and it works by providing you proper kind of searches for social science. And then there are academic repository sites where we can go and look at the things. We can start with even Google Scholar, where one does not get surfeit of information, but at least academic kind of information is there, and the search in Google Scholar is much more brings out much more uh, accurate results and much less number of results than the. So these are the solutions which can be done. Further, in India, IGIDR Social Sciences, for Social Sciences, they have started a community initiative, and this is the link. I won't visit the link right away, but we can visit it in the next part of the lecture. And there are databases for Indian social science literature. These databases can be searched within itself, and those searches are going to yield much more better results. Further, one thing is very clear, that we should know how to search for information. I shall be covering that in the second part or third part of my talk.
Uh, there are questions on authenticity. Uh, it was always a challenge, but now it has become more so with people laughing at Wikipedia kind of thing. Uh, Wikipedia, as uh, one knows, has done great, but it also comes with its own problems, set of problems. And the wikis of all kinds are open source resources which are pooled together. But there is also the post-truth world which is upon us, and authenticity will always be a question. Citations, peer review, reputation, editorial standards, random cross-checks, these are the key ways in which one can verify good quality and authenticity of the resources. Plagiarism, yes. But the biggest thing to ask is it only with the resources? Is it only with e-resources? It is with all resources. It is with all types of resources. And in fact, with physical resources, it's difficult to check. It is easy to plagiarize. It is much more easier to get caught for doing so in the virtual world. In the physical world, you needed a really good supervisor, really good reviewer to catch hold of you, one who was plagiarizing. But now machines can and software can catch hold of you. Anti-plagiarism software such as iAuthenticate, Turnitin, Newfound, etc. make it easy, very easy to locate plagiarism. The best way still, however, is always being read by an expert.